Hello, everyone. This is Angella Johnson, and welcome to this episode of Pamper Your Business with Kim Beasley and I, where we talk about how to put the soul back into your business to avoid the burnout that is so inevitable when you are chasing somebody else's business model and trying to put yourself into somebody else's formula. So welcome and enjoy.
Are you stuck when it comes to figuring out how to build your business brand online? Then check out Pamper My Business free training that helps you learn how to easily start building your business brand online. Just go to free.pampermybusiness.com. Remember, it's free. I'm Kim Beasley, and I'm the host of Pamper My Business podcast, where you will learn tips, tools, and techniques that will give you the freedom to easily build your business brand online so that you can be seen and then sell to your target customers. I will be interviewing industry leaders and professionals who will share their knowledge and experience, which will help you brand your business online. Get ready to take notes and learn from Kim and her guests, because this is going to be a fun learning experience.
Hi, everyone. This is Kim Beasley again, your host for Pamper My Business podcast. With me today is Angella Johnson, who is the creator of the Intuitive Marketing Matrix and the Soul Message Archetypes. She blazes the path for entrepreneurs to trust themselves, break the rules, and radically change what they think is possible and make more money without the hustle or hype. She is known for her game-changing and simple strategies, her authentic vulnerability, and her ability to merge practical tools and strategies with deeply intuitive coaching. Welcome, Angella.
Hi, Kim. Hello, everyone. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you.
I'm so excited to have you on the show today. And the very first question that I am going to ask you, that I ask all of my guests, what is the purpose of your business?
Oh gosh, the purpose of my business, it used to be to get out of the corporate hustle and have more fun in my life. And the purpose, it's twofold really, it's a full self-expression. I love to create freedom for myself, and I love making my own rules. I'm pretty much a rebel at heart. But bigger than that, my mission in my business is to guide entrepreneurs to, one, trust themselves and know how to actually market themselves. A lot of people know strategies, but they don't actually know, if I want to make more money today, what do I do? And they start searching outside of themselves or the latest and greatest formula. They don't actually have the basics, and I want to change that.
Oh, wow. That's great. I love that purpose, because it's really helping for entrepreneurs to get an understanding of how to make money and why you're making it and how to track it. And I'm assuming that all of that is incorporated in your teaching. So with that in mind, I love this question because it really tells me how you really got started. So how did you get started with your business?
Well, I had a very fabulous start to my business in 2008 when I got fired. And legally, they had to lay me off because that was the only legal way to get rid of me. And what was fascinating about that process is I talked to my boss at the time, a few months before that, and I said, I think that there's something else for me in this world. And I was like, this is either the dumbest conversation I'm having or the most brilliant conversation. So we had this whole plan to transition me out over 6 months and me training somebody else in the marketing department. And so it was this beautiful plan. And I went into work one day. I said, actually, your last day is not going to be, months away. It's going to be at the end of this month. And that was July of 2008, right? As the housing, market was crashing. My husband and I just literally weeks before that, bought our first house. And so it was like, Wow. Well, talk about divine timing. So that was the swift kick in the pants from the universe to say, you said you wanted to do something different. Well, here you go.
Oh man, I totally understand that. I can say I relate because it wasn't so much that I got fired. It's just that I read the cards and that it was coming close because the department I was working in was in the midst of transition,
Ah,
which prompted me to move in my own direction and actually resign and start my own business. So I totally relate with you. So what are some of the lessons that you have learned along the way?
oh goodness. I learned a lot of things the hard way. I think that's kind
Wait,
of the,
wait. Back it up. Say it again. You learned a lot of
I
things.
learned a
What?
lot of lessons the hard way. I think the
Oh,
biggest thing that I learned the hard way was how to not manage my money. I was
wow.
making in corporate, I think I topped out about 60,000 a year.
Hmm.
And that was, I was grateful for that paycheck every time. I thought, I can't believe I'm making this amount of money. And so when I started my own business, went from having reliable income, no savings, no credit, no credit cards, no sugar daddy. So it was, I was married. He paid the mortgage and the basic bills,
Yeah.
but there was nothing else left over to cover the stuff that I was covering. So it was, financially tight is like an understatement of the century. Like broker than a joker kind of kind of element. And so when I started making money, I thought, oh, everything's going to change with my money. What I realized, it was just bigger numbers, but
Mhm.
my relationship with it did not change until I changed it. And that was a really sobering
Mm.
moment, many moments of how, because when I was broke for a couple of years, was struggling. And then I hired my first business coach. That was in 2010. And from that point, late 2010, I made six figures within 10 months. And so I was like,
Wow.
wow, this is working. I actually now know how to market and sell myself. And I thought all my problems would go away. No, they just got bigger.
Wait,
It was,
wait. You mean they didn't go away overnight?
I know. And
They
it was
got
like,
bigger?
I thought
Okay,
this
you
was
have to tell me, how
okay.
did they get bigger?
It's because your relationship with money is the same if you're making $5 a month or you're making,
Yeah.
$50,000 a month.
Hmm.
It was the same. I was the same person. And that
Yes.
was really frustrating to go, wait a minute, so money was coming in, but it was going out faster. And it was like, wait, this is supposed to change. I thought this dynamic was supposed to change because I was making more money. No, I treated money the same. So
Mm.
that was really one of the biggest lessons of always feeling like I was behind, always figuring out how I was going to pay the next bill. And it didn't logically make sense because I was, looking at the money that was coming in and going, oh, but my expenses have, 10x, now.
Yes.
So something has got to change. So that was a really big lesson. And so now looking at my numbers, tracking my numbers, I'm actually incorporating the profit first, I'll call it protocol or philosophy.
I know who that's by. Mikey Mike.
Yes, yes. And so that's my next level of creating a totally different relationship with money.
Okay,
So
let's
that
go
was
back.
fun.
You said profit first. We have to
Mhm.
say the person's full name. Go
Yes,
ahead.
I remember his last name, Mike something. If you just Google profit first, Mike, you will find many, 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 many posts about this
My,
brilliant man in his process.
I recommend all of his books, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I started with The Toilet Paper Entrepreneur.
Mhm.
I've been reading him for a long time, and I think I have every one of his books.
Yeah.
And The Pumpkin Plan, Profit First, and is the way he looks at it is kind of what you're talking about. How your relationship to your finances, your relationship to your business, and how you look at the two is
Yeah.
very important. And with you saying that, what are some of the typical things that you help clients deal with who are
Mhm.
dealing with
Yeah.
overwhelm? Like for
Yeah.
instance, if like you mentioned being in too much debt or something like that, how do you talk them down off the wall, off the lid?
That's an interesting question because I can only talk someone off the ledge or down the wall so much. At some point, you've got to take total accountability for your own experience. So that's actually one of the things I look for when I work with clients is, do they want me to care more about their business than they do? Because I'm not carrying anybody. And I used to, and it was really exhausting and it didn't work. And I would get really frustrated. The client would get really frustrated. So I look for that deep sense of accountability, because with that, then they're coachable. And with that, then I can say, yeah, you can lean on my faith in you for a moment. I can't carry you, but hey, I've got you, because I know that accountability is going to be that foundation for them. But when people are overwhelmed, like, let's just say, I've gotten myself out of debt a few times. So I don't really look at it as a problem, but what I really look for is somebody willing to change something? Or are they so attached to that story of they suck, they're a loser, it's never going to work, whatever that story is, like, are they willing to change it? Because if they're not, I can talk till I'm blue in the face. I can give them strategies up and down all day long. But at the end of the day, that person has to choose, yes, I'm going to change this, even if it's uncomfortable. And so with that as the foundation, then marketing is way easier. Then making money and managing your money is easier. Messaging yourself is easier. But without that foundation, it's really, we try to pile on all these strategies and formulas on top of a foundation that's non-existent.
So from an entrepreneur standpoint, what are some of the things that you encourage them to do when it comes to relating to money, their business, their personal life, growing their business? What are some things that you can share, some really good nuggets?
Yeah. So I go back to what I call the three money keys. It's the basics. And, and I'm shocked at how many people come to me after spending tens of thousands of dollars. And I've done it. I've invested well over $350,000 in the last 10 years on coaches and programs and events and sponsorships, and hoping that they would all save me, really. Like, oh, this is going to be the magic bullet, No, it didn't work. So I go back to the basics. Like what I said at the very beginning of, if you don't know how to market yourself, like you wake up one day and go, gosh, I want to make another $10,000 in my business. Gosh, I don't know how to do that. That's a problem. And so going back to the basics. So the three money keys, number one is your message. If you have no message, what in the world are you marketing? It's really simple. And so it's a lot of people throw spaghetti at the wall going, oh, well, I'll try this. I'll try this latest webinar formula, or I'll do Facebook ads, or I'll do this. And I actually have, I've had many conversations with people go, oh, I just invested in ClickFunnels or Kajabi or some, lead pages. And I'm like, great. What's your message? I'm not sure yet. Well, who are you selling to? I don't know. What are you selling? I don't know. I'm like, oh, this is a recipe for disaster.
I don't know. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So message is number one. That's your foundation. Who are you and why are you different? Number two is your marketing. And the marketing is not about, let me do the latest and greatest fads and formulas. Those can work. I'm talking about, let's get back to basics. People made money in business before Facebook ads, before bot messengers, whatever that's called. Clearly, I don't do that. And those things can work. So I'm not dissing on those things, but I think people do those too soon, or they think it's going to save their business, but they don't have these foundations. And then the third piece is what I call your money makers, the three Ps: your products, your programs, and your pricing. Like those three money keys: message, marketing, and your money makers. Without those, then what in the world are you building? And so get back to those basics. And then that's where you can leverage. That's where you can scale. That's where you actually have something to share with people. And that's also the unsexy truth. Because it's sexier to do the latest Facebook ad strategy. It's sexier to have this really awesome funnel. But it's like, if you have those three things, something changes for you. You walk into any room and you know who you are. You know what you're offering. You know who you serve. You know the value and what you're offering people. Like that unshakable confidence can then be inserted into any formula that works for you. But a lot of times entrepreneurs flip that around. They try to find the greatest formula and then go, oh, well, if I just do it this way, or if I just follow this script, or if I just do sales this way, it's going to work. And it's so incongruent with who they are. And they're wondering why it doesn't feel good. And why the results aren't there, or why they're attracting really not so great clients. It's like, let's just get back to basics.
Oh gosh, these are so important. So the first thing is, what's the first thing?
Message.
Message. What's the second?
Marketing.
Marketing. And the third?
Money makers.
Money makers. I love it. I know a lot of people go, you don't need it.